Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Joe, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create math problems in Google Sheets, which it can also be done in Excel the same way. But I'm just going to show you how to do some basic math problems, set them up so you can print them up for your kids. So let's start off by putting a limit, because in order to create the problems, we're going to need to have a upper and a lower limit on the number that we want. And say maybe they're in first grade and we just want basic problems. So I'm going to put a 10. We don't want any numbers generated higher than 10 in our math problems. So this is going to be our main generating cell. So over here, I'm going to start creating the problem, and we're going to do it with a random generator function. So we're going to type in equals, then rand between is the function, parentheses, and now you want to do is what's the low and the high number of what you want Google Sheets to generate, to randomly pick a number. So we're going to do 0, comma. Now we could type in 10 right here, but if we're going to create maybe 10, 20 problems, and all of a sudden 10 is too low and we want to increase it to 20 or 30, it's going to take a lot of time to go through and change them all. That's why we have this reference. So we're going to reference cell A1. Press enter. So now I'm going to go back to it. I want to make this, you want to put dollar signs in front of the A and in front of the 1. So when we're copying this around, it's going to always reference A1 and it's not going to change the reference. If I had copied it down, it would become maybe A2 or so on. So just be sure to put the dollar signs in there. So now I copy this down. See, and now it's pick a number, ran between 0 and A1. So there we go. So now we got 7 and 3. Let's put the plus here. So you got to put little apostrophe first, and then we're going to do a plus. So here's our math problem. 1 plus 4. Let's put a little line underneath it. So we'll go to borders, put a line under. There. So now we have 1 plus 4 equals whatever. So good. We got our first problem done. Now let's copy this. So I'm going to press highlight it, Control C. I'm going to copy it over here. I'm going to copy it down here. There. So now we got 6 problems, and every time you press delete, it's going to recalculate, and we have our new math problems. So I'm going to put one over here, because, okay, we did our adding, but what about subtracting? So let's say I'm going to change this to subtraction. So I'm going to put apostrophe and a minus. So now we got, okay, 6 minus 6, that works. 10 minus 6, good. But at some point, since these are just random numbers, the bottom number is going to be higher than the top number. And if we're giving this to a first grader, we don't want that to happen. So what we're going to do, instead of picking from A1, we want the range to be between 0 and whatever number is right above it. So here we're going to change this to this cell, which is M2. And now this is always going to be right above it. And we're not going to put dollar signs in there because we want the reference to keep changing when we copy this around. So now I'm going to press Control C after I highlight it, then Control V to paste it. And there we go. Now, all of a sudden, just like that, we got a page with 12 math problems. You press delete, and it's going to change again. I mean, you could have 12 on there. You can make more. You can copy more down. And then you can just print this up, and you got a math problem page for your kids. And all of a sudden, okay, now they're in second or third grade. 10 is way too low. We want it to be 50. There, just change that number to 50, and you got whole new math problems. And even all the subtraction, even though it picked a 2 here, this bottom number is going to be a 0, 1, or 2 because it's never going to be greater than the top number. And this can go as much as we want. What if we want to go to 1,000? Say they're in 4th grade and they're doing higher numbers. There. So we've got the larger problems, higher numbers, and it's all set to go. One last thing is, we can make an answer key too. So we can either, here, I'm going to do the plus. I'm going to create a new sheet. And all we're going to do is a reference. So we start off at D2. So I'm going to go up to D right here. I'm going to do equals. And all we're doing is the reference to here. So now when I copy this over and copy this down, we have our math problems. Let me just make these a little smaller so we can fit more in here. Now let's copy this over a little more to get all the problems. There. So now we have the reference from the page before. And see, you can see 636 plus 83. So if we go to our math problems, there's 636 plus 83. All we need to do is make a formula. So I'm going to do equals this plus this cell. Press enter. There. So now, I mean, we did a calculation, so the numbers did change. But if you look here, 563 plus 571, here's the problem you print up. And if you want to go over and print the answer page, you've got the answer page with your answers. Just put a little underline in here. We can make these columns small, and we make this look just like the page before. So those are all the steps you need to do to create math problems, get some adding, subtracting. You can even make a multiplication too if you wanted. And have you got your answer key right here. So I hope this was helpful. This is great. I do this for my kids. I print up math problems to give them a little extra help when they need it. And that's it for the video. Go in. Hopefully you liked it. Click the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.